So, class, what have we learned? It seems that Lee from Philadelphia and the team behind him are on good terms, or at least he has a new team. I don't know, but either way, Bitcoin's back, and who knows, maybe Bitcoin is about to blow up. Look at that forehead. It's a big one. Friends, I have updates. Hello and welcome back to the Ultra Classy Desk Show. I'm your host. Tonight's top story: the artist formerly known as Bitcoin has seemingly disappeared overnight, leaving only a trail of breadcrumbs to the name Lee Taicher. Taicher. Yeah, so if you've been following the channel for a bit now, you'll know that my first video ever was about a rapper named Bitcoin. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend that you do for context, but if you haven't, here's a quick recap. Also, I'm going to give a little verbal warning. Today's video is not safe for work, definitely not kid friendly, so if you're not of legal age, pause the video and come back when you are. So a few years back, I came across a rapper that would sing about weed, girls, money, standard clickbait stuff. But once you know it, the rapper not only went by the name Bitcoin, but he was also a very elderly white man.
Hoes feel right for only one night, but your pussy's just so damn tight. That's why you're the best bitch. That's why you're the best bitch.
I talked a lot about his provocative music videos, but I also theorized who could be behind the persona of Bitcoin. Before I can go any further, I must address the elephant in the room. When I first reported on the artist known as Bitcoin, I had just begun creating independent content for this channel. I was not fully aware of the journalistic integrity, responsibility, and investigative action required for curating this specific type of expose. With that stated, I found his IMDb page that totally went under my radar last time. My bad. So Finding Godwin, the movie I mentioned in the first video with the boobies in the trailer. Yeah, it turns out that movie not only had him in the lead role, but it was also directed by Mr. Taicher, aka Lee from Philadelphia, aka
Bitcoin, baby, I'm back in this bitch.
I was under the assumption that this was the only feature film he had been a part of, considering that it was the only one mentioned on his channel before it got completely purged. Yeah, between the time of my first video and this follow-up one, the identity of Bitcoin has seemingly disappeared from both his Spotify and his YouTube accounts. Those accounts, although not deleted, have been rebranded as Lee Taicher, leaving only a handful of uploads each. Don't worry though, you can still listen to Bitcoin's music by going to his Soundcloud account. I put the link for it down in the description right below the subscribe button. I'm just saying. Weird thing is, Bitcoin's Twitter and Facebook pages are still linked to the YouTube account, but neither are active, so we'll loop back to that soon. Jumping to the IMDb page real quick, after exploring Lee Taicher's profile a bit, I found out that Finding Godwin isn't even his directorial debut. Turns out, back in 2007, Lee directed a movie called Next Stop Belmondo, and the poster? Just the tip of the iceberg with this movie. Surprisingly, although I can't find a way to watch either film all the way through, there is a trailer for Next Stop Belmondo, and it is fucking weird.
Well, what kind of movie is it, Harry?
The best adult musical in the business.
You never said it was a porn.
Who'd you think I was?
I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a comedy, but the editing is super choppy and the graphics are so dated that I can't be certain what they were going for.
We have no musical without good anal.
So those are the only productions Lee is credited with right now on his IMDb page, both of which came out before the rise and fall of Bitcoin. There is a demo reel included, but it doesn't have any footage from any other projects, unfortunately. Side note, there might be a documentary around the making of Finding Godwin called I, Godwin that's listed on the Calgary International Film Festival website. That's in Canada. I actually messaged the admins to see if they knew anything about the documentary. Turns out they had a test screening for it back in 2012. They even claim it got a DVD release, but even after doing some more deep diving, turned out to be a dead end. However, Bitcoin's social media accounts may have some potential clues as to why Lee became Bitcoin and then why he stopped. Starting with Facebook, his bio says he still has 4,000 plus fans, but when checking out his website, it's just a dead link. Not to mention, the last update on the page was back in January of 2016, so don't know how much that's gonna help us. There are at least some funny posts still on the page, such as, message me if you down to get crunk and watch the SpongeBob movie 3D at midnight. And there's also, type quietly, I partied too hard with SpongeBob last night. Both of which continue to reinforce the hypothesis I had in my first video that Bitcoin, not Lee, was a manufactured persona.
Around my waist, I carry my Glock. I rap like I'm black and I got a big cock.
Bitcoin's Twitter page has a lot more activity and engagement with fans, along with a peek at Lee's previous work. In a retweet, someone mentions a YouTube video entitled Epic Old Man Traffic Jam Prank, and go figure, this is what blows our investigation wide open. After searching for the YouTube video, it appears that Lee may have acted in a few sketches for the YouTube channel Just for Laughs Gags. Unfortunately, he's not credited, so I'm kind of just going off of looks here. The videos themselves are nothing special, just some lighthearted public pranks, but they do say that they were filmed in Quebec, Canada. And folks, here's where it all comes together. Even on the off chance that this old man isn't actually Lee Taicher in these sketches, it does imply, since he retweeted the post about the video, that he has some sort of connection to the Canadian production. Like mentioned earlier, that film festival is also Canada-based. So go with me here, I think we may now know who Lee Taicher was and why he became Bitcoin. Tonight's top story, the artist formerly known as Bitcoin did something. Ha! That was an awkward wink. Just like me. Let's assume that Lee always wanted to be an artist. After decades of exploring the arts such as painting, music, and acting, maybe this is the point that Lee Taicher wanted to take his passions to the next step. Maybe that meant moving from Canada to Los Angeles. I mean, the calendar lines up. It probably happened in between 2013 and 2015, sometime in between when the last Canadian production that he was involved with went live, and before the first Bitcoin music video went up. It could be that Quebec was his home base for a long time, but that all changed after Next Stop El Mondo and Finding Godwin. So possibly after filming in LA and Hawaii with professional crews and even a $2 million budget, it could be that Lee finally felt confident enough to make the move. But how does a 70-something-year-old stand out with zero mainstream or industry recognition? Enter the Bitcoin persona. In the Hip Hop DX interview shown in the first video, Bitcoin talks about the pilot he was shooting along with the origins of his rapping career.
So one of the episodes, they said to me, listen, we want you to go down to the boardwalk in Venice and we want you to do a rap song, because that'll be an episode. I said, you gotta be kidding. I don't know anything about rap. And he said, well, okay, we're going to show you.
What I think actually happened is either some producers or some crew members on set for that pilot had the idea to take Lee and transform him into what would become Bitcoin. Maybe Lee went in with intentions of performance art, or maybe he was using it as a stepping stone for bigger and better things. But I think after years of hard work and financial hardships and it not showing to be paying off, everyone decided to cut their losses. And it's kind of tragic because after researching Lee Taicher's entire career, it seems that this may have been the final step towards Lee making it. So I guess we'll never officially get the answers we're looking for. And it's a shame too, with both myself and potentially Lee both living here in LA right now. He himself isn't getting any younger, and I'm actually moving to Chicago at the end of the year, so I don't know, I think it could have been cool for us to meet up and maybe chat about his life and career. So it turns out that all the research that I did was a good thing, because come to find out, I have 3 methods of contacting Mr. Taicher, and you know what? I think it'd be cool to interview him. So that's what I'm going to try and do. I just sent out 2 emails, one of which was to his demo reel email address that he provided, and then the other one was to the Facebook bio email that is still active on his page. I kept it pretty short, simple, stated my intention, stated who I am, etc., hoping it gets back to me. Although as soon as I hit send, there was a little hiccup, because it says that the leetaicher@gmail.com doesn't exist. So, I'm going to go with my last method and just call the number directly that he has on the demo reel one. So. Well guys, thank you for staying till the end of the video. Sorry about the cliffhanger, but make sure and hit subscribe to see how this series progresses. I mean, I'm filming this in the past. I don't even know what happened, so I guess we're all gonna see. Also, if you enjoyed the video, make sure and hit the like button because, you know, that lets the YouTube algorithm know that I'm actually doing something correct. I'm not making garbage. Major shout out to Jacob Sherman for becoming the latest super duper dude over on Patreon. Those are my socials, and special thanks to all of you guys for sticking around for 20 uploads. Oh my gosh. You know, but as always guys, I've been Andy, you have been Dandy, and thank you for watching.